Spoiler ahead, you've been warned.
I don't even care anymore.
But you should.
One of the best parts of Skeleton Crew was Jude Law's Jedi character, Jode, but we've only gotten hints of his origins, and I think I know how we can really see the full story.
My name is Jode. And you are?
Jode was a fantastic character because he was an antagonist, but he was also a character audiences kept wanting to root for. Even though Jode ultimately leaned into his darkness, there's hope that the character can find a redemption arc if Skeleton Crew gets renewed for Season 2. Jode's backstory was partially revealed in Skeleton Crew's season finale, and though it wasn't an Order 66 story, it was still immensely tragic. Jode revealed to Wim, Fern, and their parents that a Jedi had found him and began to train him sometime after she survived Order 66. However, this unnamed female Jedi didn't get to train Jode for very long before she was hunted down and killed in front of him by what we assumed to be Imperial Inquisitors. I thought Jode's backstory was well done, especially since we weren't subjected to another Order 66 story, but were instead shown a new and inventive way to introduce a Force-sensitive character. Skeleton Crew's creators John Watts and Chris Ford had valid reasons for not including a flashback to Jode's origin, but it still would have been great to see. Additionally, it's still a story worthy of further exploration, especially if Jude Law returns as Jode. Because Skeleton Crew is so focused on the children's story, I think there's a better way for Star Wars to show Jode's origin. Star Wars should consider making a Tales of the Pirates series, similar to Tales of the Jedi and Empire. In recent years, Star Wars has continued its tradition of creating animated content by releasing shorts focused on certain premises. The first iteration was 6 shorts that focused on both Ahsoka Tano and Count Dooku in Tales of the Jedi. The shorts gave insights, filled plot holes, and expanded on audiences' knowledge of these two characters. The same happened when Lucasfilm released Tales of the Empire last year, focusing on antagonists Barriss Offee and Morgan Elsbeth. While Tales of the Empire isn't as well regarded as its predecessor, it still gave audiences stories they wouldn't have otherwise gotten to see. If Star Wars continues creating these series of shorts, they should consider making one focusing on pirates. The idea for these shows comes from a Star Wars Legends tradition where there were novels centered around a group of people, such as Tales of the Bounty Hunters. Though these books are no longer canon, it's a great way to revive this mode of storytelling and tell new stories. Pirates would be a group of people to focus on next, because we've seen them often in Star Wars, but there's rarely been a deep dive into any of the characters we've met. Tales of the Pirates would be the perfect way to show Jode backstory. We can see what Skeleton Crew didn't show us. Even though Skeleton Crew has yet to be renewed for Season 2, it's clear that fans want to see more of these characters. Without taking away from the story that could be told in future seasons, Star Wars could elect to make Jode one of the subjects in a Tales of the Pirates series. Not only would we get to see who the unnamed female Jedi Master was, but it would also give audiences more context about why Jode became so cynical about the galaxy. Not only that, but we would be able to see Jode in his early days of piracy, as well as his rise to becoming Captain Silvo. Jode had a lot of aliases in Skeleton Crew, so it would be interesting to see him embodying one of those other names in a short. Featuring Jode in a series of shorts would mean that Skeleton Crew wouldn't have to focus on his backstory, but could instead move forward and tell more interesting and inventive stories. Star Wars has a long history of pirates, and we should explore them more. In the last few years, audiences have seen more pirates in Star Wars than we have in a long time. Between Gorian Shard's invasion of Navarro in The Mandalorian Season 3 and now Skeleton Crew, it's clear that there's room for these types of stories in Star Wars. Additionally, it would give Star Wars the opportunity to bring back characters like Hondo Ohnaka for another appearance. One of the other big questions left after Skeleton Crew was regarding Tak Renaud and what happened to him. A Tales of the Pirates series could show us what the famed pirate looked like and what ultimately happened to him before the Onyx Cinder crashed on Aten. Skeleton Crew showcased that pirate stories can work in Star Wars, and Lucasfilm can find a way to show more of the characters in a different medium. Overall, I think it would be a great way to see more of Jode without having to wait for Skeleton Crew Season 2. Thanks for watching.